in this thing one time. Let me get the move right on. I gotta start this time before I forget. Come on, iPhone, let's open up the app.
Nah, you tripping.
Alright, we in this thing. Let me get the move right. Y'all
My
already know
iPhone
how we
tripping
do.
right now. Shit.
What happened?
It keeps saying I run out of space and I keep deleting shit. I don't know.
Lakita taught me this. Have you emptied all your emails out?
No.
That takes up a whole lot of space.
Wow.
Like literally, that was my problem with my iPhone.
I was
When I
like, look
emptied
at all
out
them
my
damn
email,
emails.
had all my space back.
I was like, look at all them damn emails.
Hey.
Okay, I'm gonna do
Were you
that.
gonna were you playing to this? I'm sorry, this is your favorite song.
This is my song.
No, this is your Don't let me.
Yeah, this is
like,
my shit.
This is my song.
You were listening to the tunes of Tyree Hamir. This is Midnight Harmony.
Midnight.
I am Koala Cool. 107.5.
All that.
Smooth jazz.
I'm actually supposed to be getting it played on the KTSUs. I'm just waiting for that to get situated. But once that gets situated, you will be hearing it.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
You'll be hearing it.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, the mics are kind of like performance mics, so you want to get like, you know what I'm saying, real
Get
close
into
up,
it.
real
Oh,
close up under there. Just pull it in close to you and be good.
That works.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm rocking with it.
I'm gonna play a little bit.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Starting the show off real classy.
Right. That boy playing the trumpet like it's a sax, nigga. Playing the trumpet like it's a saxophone.
Can you give me the flutter tone one time? Pause when I said it. That sounded kind of weird, right?
It sounded like a music term. I was like, oh,
Flutter tone?
flutter
Flutter
tone.
tone. Flutter tone. That's the name of this episode already. Flutter tone. Yeah. Oh man, y'all already know what it
You
is.
said it's called Flutter Tone.
Flutter tone, yeah.
You said the right thing.
Damn. Oh shit, right there. What's good, people? Y'all know what it is. Y'all know where we at. Nah, you got it. People's favorite podcast. I'm Koala Cool. We got Lakita LaValon over here in the
What's up,
burgundy.
y'all?
We got
Not the burgundy.
in the white. Tyree Amir, man, looking
Yeah.
fresh, looking clean, man. He brought the trumpet through, brought the horn through.
Yeah, come
Feeling
on, let's
blessed
give him
right now.
some.
Yeah, we
Let's
gotta
give him
give him one,
some.
give him one.
Oh, that was so beautiful. He's playing that thing like it was a saxophone. Like, that's smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth.
It's weird.
right there.
The irony. I don't like the saxophone, but I like the sound like them.
Yeah, that one was smooth.
Like they have
you
all
know.
the cool ideas.
Yeah.
It's okay.
What's up with the rivalries and like horn players?
Man.
Okay, so here's how it was. Here's how it was in high school for me. So saxophonists in the world are just looked at as like the ultimate instrument outside of piano, right? Especially for jazz. So when it came to trumpets, like trumpet was more for fanfare, classical, you know, shit like that. So pretty much some trumpet players is like, okay, we can play some shit like that too. And this became a thing.
And it was like, and the rivalry started.
It just became a thing.
I could do
At
that
least
too.
at least
Okay.
for me, like
Yeah.
in school, because
You don't think it has anything to do with the fact that we sit behind them?
That too.
Ooh, they hate it.
Everybody loves it. Nah, like it's fucked up because what people like to do, they want to sit up here and call my trumpet the saxophone, and it pisses me the hell off. I'm like, why are you saying that?
Who said that? Like
average motherfuckers.
They don't know it's a trumpet.
They don't know the difference.
Y'all got
like,
to do.
Really?
I was at
Like,
my notebook real quick.
Like even looking at it, like even looking at the trumpet, they would call it a saxophone. Right?
No, they call it saxophone. They be like, "You sound so good on the sax." I'm just like, "Wow, you know what a
How do you know? Haven't played anything.
You know what a piano is. You know what a guitar is, but you don't know what a saxophone and a trumpet is.
I mean,
then it makes sense.
Yeah, I gotta make sure my kids ain't crazy like that.
Right.
Shit, hell no.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Thinking that's a saxophone, that literally makes no sense.
Yeah, there's like a rivalry within like all the horn players. I remember that existed in like I didn't like dislike anybody in particular. It was just like, man, fuck the saxophone players in front of me. And they don't like you playing loud and like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a whole thing. Yeah. It's weird.
They're like the divas of the instruments. Fucking saxophones.
The divas. Oh, can you put it in a little bit?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I just needed to get this notebook. I got you.
Super smooth and delicate, and then trumpet is like brash and harsh. But I don't have to play that way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was going to say, I feel like most of the time when I've heard a trumpet player, they just be going off. I mean, you be going off though. Like I've heard you go off, but that was so smooth. Like I'm chilling over here, like what? Like I'm tripping right now. I know it's gonna be smooth.
You just gotta know when to turn it on and turn it off. That's all.
Yeah, that makes sense. What made you get into the trumpet?
Well, one, I didn't even want to be in band class. I wanted to take an art class. I used to draw a lot when I was a kid, and I figured, I must be good at this, so I picked it as an elective. And then I ended up in a band class. So I was like, okay, well, drums are cool. Like, I'll learn how to play drums.
He's like, I'll just do some shit.
What he's describing was the exact same way I ended up in band and why I ended up playing trumpet. I swear to God. This is crazy.
It's going to get better, okay.
He's like, but wait, there's more.
So basically, I was like, I'll do the drums. And then teacher's like, oh, yeah, somebody's already playing the drums. So you either have like flute or trumpet. Now, I was...
What? I say you either got flute or trumpet, bro.
Yeah, either flute or trumpet. And at the time, I was like, flutes for girls. Not playing that shit.
Facts, big facts.
I'll play this. It has 3 buttons. Because I was looking at the saxophone, which is why I don't like it. Too many buttons. And I'm just like, that's too much. So I was like, I'll just pick this shit. I seen 3 buttons. Thought it was just easy. I was like, shit.
I wonder if this is how all trumpet players became trumpet players. I'm telling you, this is my exact same thought process. Like,
yeah, you see the 3 buttons.
My teacher tricked me. I wanted to play drums, and he needed a trumpet player. He didn't need more drummers. So he was kind of just like, he made us all do this like audition, and he made me do like something that I knew I wasn't good at on the drums. And he was like, all right, well, it's either this. If you can't do this, then you're going to have to play the trumpet. Like, but he just really wanted a trumpet player because there weren't enough trumpet players in his band.
Yeah.
So, but it was like the same shit. Like, I didn't want to do it, and like, I didn't want to play saxophone because I saw all the fucking buttons. I was like, hell no.
Yeah, it was the buttons for me. I was like, I'm good off that. Man, so he gives me the trumpet, and I take it home, and it was the hardest fucking thing to ever do my entire life. I was like, what am I supposed to even do with this shit?
What am I supposed to do with this shit?
Yeah, it was just, for a week or two, it was like a whole process of just making a sound. Making a sound was super hard to do. Super hard.
I remember that too.
And like, you're not supposed to just push air in it. You gotta like pucker your lips like you're gonna kiss somebody, but then you gotta firm it. So you gotta like
keep your cheeks in,
firm cheeks in, a little smile, and then
yeah.
And you have to be able to do that like real good to even play this shit.
Yeah.
So it's a process of like building those muscles, like, you know what I'm saying, like, because your mouth does not know how to do that shit at all. So you have to like teach your mouth this and like build those muscles, and the more you build them, the more you can fucking do that shit.
It don't get me wrong, like I've tried saxophone, like I tried playing it probably a couple years ago. It's a whole different system, like as far as the reed and your positioning and everything up here is like way different. So, I mean, and I've seen guys play trumpet and saxophone real good at the same time. Don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it.
Damn.
And I think I'm gonna be one of those.
He's like, but I think you
might try
gonna
it.
pick up the saxophone
I
with
might
all the
try it.
buttons.
Yeah, you could do it.
I might try it. I like tenor. I won't be alto. I like tenor, like the deep end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lisa Simpson. That's what she played.
Oh yeah, and plus
Oh hell!
Oh, and you got that. Oh, shit. I didn't put that together. Damn.
I mean,
This
it'll
is
go
the
together.
name of this episode. This is
That's
Simpson.
funny.
That's funny as
It'll go
hell.
with it.
Yeah.
It'll-
Bleeding Gums Murphy. That was like her the dude that like taught her gave her like the love of the saxophone.
Bleeding Gums.
Yeah, he was like, it was damn, I forgot who the voice of it was, but yeah, it was like this black dude in town, and he played the saxophone like, and she just heard it one day, and he taught her how to play. It was like he was like one of the only black characters in the whole show besides Carl and Dr. Hibbert. Bleeding Gums Murphy. I forgot who the voice that was. Yeah. That's amazing, man. Yeah. So that was like in middle school?
I started middle school, went through all of high school, tried college, dropped out, and then just been playing music ever since.
Yeah.
Just never.
Was it too
stopped.
personal, or what chair were you? I mean, you were first chair, obviously, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. He's like, I wouldn't have no other way.
I mean, I practiced a lot at the time, so there was actually one kid that intimidated the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Sean Berry.
Oh, come on, Sean
Sean
Barry. He
Berry.
coming for your ass.
I don't know if he plays anymore though. I hope he still plays. But
So
he,
you'll cross paths one day and be like,
yeah.
gonna have the dual.
Actually, no. I
the-
already found somebody like that. Like, I actually just played with him probably a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
He in New Orleans right now. That's my rival.
Damn.
Yeah, we got all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
But yeah, Sean Berry was first chair, super good, better than me, and I was like, I'm gonna beat you. So I went home, practice. I kind of like, I'm a quick learner,
Okay.
so I was able to like do other things that the rest of trumpet players can't do. Like I went to the back of the book. The back of the book is like all the hard shit, you know, the chromatic scales, the
Yep.
minors and the blues and all that shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is what's back here. I'm gonna just practice this shit, and then just, you know, do the other shit with the class. So I remember when I had challenged them for first chair. One, I was very challenging everybody else, and I was just ethering them, like,
Yeah.
cause I was last, number 6, dead last. So I was like, if I'm not gonna at least be second, I have to get first. So
Yeah.
fuck that. So I challenged them, and there was a scale called the chromatic scale. It's
Yeah.
like the easiest shit. It was hard at the time. I was a kid, you know. I was like, oh, this looks challenging. Do the scale. I did it correctly. He fucked up, and I won.
Everybody went nuts. Oh, that bitch.
That nigga over there wiping his seat off, disinfecting it for you and shit. That nigga over there like, I guess I gotta get up. You gonna wipe the seat off here.
It's like a scene from Drumline or something, ain't it? Like it's fighting
Oh,
for the
yeah.
first chair.
It's like
Hey yo,
that.
Caesar, give me your outfit. Pants too, come on.
But I mean, but it's healthy, you know. It's like
Yeah.
it keeps you on your shit.
Nobody ever challenged me ever, and I never had a challenge the whole time.
That's crazy.
In
Nobody
band,
was
is
ever
that
that
like
good.
a culture that they do?
I went to a really small school, so there wasn't like a whole lot of talent. I just happened to be like a talented person, so like I was first chair like freshman year, easy with no competition. Like I never really had nobody that could really even challenge me the whole
Yeah,
time.
when I was in high school, the only competition I had a few competitions. It was this girl, actually. I think her name was Irene. Sorry if your name is not Irene. But she was
What the hell? Somebody over there. It's Sarah.
this Russian chick.
Oh, Russian, okay.
Yeah, and I remember the first time I walked into class, this was my sophomore year, walked into class and I just hear this beautiful tone. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And my teacher was like, yeah, you better practice because somebody's about to take a spot type shit. It was this fucking Russian girl just
Killing it.
killing it. Scales, tone, just butter. And I'm just like, whoa, you don't even belong here.
Yeah.
You need to just go to Florida State or something, or Juilliard. at this
Just
point.
leave right now.
Like, what
Don't
the
even
hell?
go to school. Just go
And
somewhere
like,
else.
man, in my band class, we were super like toxic and competitive. So like, niggas was roasting me like, "Oh, this girl's better than you. You better practice." Da 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 da.
Yeah.
All that.
So you getting hyped. You
And
getting
me,
hyped
I'm
up.
just like, okay.
This? I do this in my sleep, nigga.
Like, what? Okay. Nah,
That's
she
funny.
was really good. She was really good.
So what happened? Did y'all
She challenged me.
and
I beat her.
okay.
She fucked up.
Damn. What did you say her name was? Irene.
I think.
Poor
If
Irene.
it's not Irene, somebody will correct me. From
Poor
my
Russian
side.
trumpet player. They gonna be like, damn. That was a good one. The music at the end was finally. I feel like it makes sense for
Finally
this
did
one.
the sound effect right.
Yeah.
No.
It makes a lot
I
of
just feel
sense.
like
It
the
makes a lot of
ending
sense.
just hit different when
Right,
we have
yeah,
a
we're
person
talking
that
about this.
plays.
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't hit. It don't hit like the same with it without it.
What kind of tuba player y'all had?
What kind of tuba?
Like what kind of like person? Like I feel like there's certain type of people that like are just like
Oh, I'm so sorry.
they're gonna play this type of instrument.
I mean, they're always big.
Big. All right, so that's perfect example. I ain't want to just say it. I ain't want to be the only one to say something crazy. But yes, what tuba players usually be like a big person.
Most of them, yeah.
They be usually like funny. I
I've
don't know
seen
why.
actually one little person play tuba, and that blew my mind. I was like, that motherfucker is heavy.
You gotta have dedication.
How
Yeah.
you doing that? Must be a strong little dude.
I feel that way about like cello players too. Like, 'cause there'd be like cello players that be little small, like you're like Chinese little Asian girls. They play like cello or whatever, and it's big as them.
I mean, hell,
Dang.
You see the bass, people carry that shit around. They just all that, and that's a big ass string instrument.
Hell yeah.
I'm actually want to.
Wait, what's the difference between a cello and a bass? What's a
It's-
cello? It's the same thing, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Just-
That's what I was
I
thinking.
think it's
That was
like
the big
what,
ass.
medium?
The big
Yeah,
ass
yeah.
dum, dum. What's the name plays?
Yeah, but people call
Who
it
played
string
that?
bass.
What the hell?
String
oh,
bass.
oh girl, what's her name, man? That weird black girl. She's pretty famous.
Esperanza?
Esperanza.
Oh, Esperanza's father.
Not weird in a bad way. Nah, I mean
No,
in
we
a bad
know,
way.
yeah, we
It's just
know.
a
She's good.
artistic person, I guess.
Yeah.
Very artistic.
She's one of them.
I used to listen to her a
Art.
lot.
Yeah.
Actually, I got to Esperanza Spalding when I was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
The way she sings is kind of weird. It's like very like, I don't know. I can't really describe it. She's very like enunciates everything in a very precise like way, I guess, when she sings.
I like her on bass. She's
cold.
badass.
Oh yeah.
Especially when she's playing like some straight ahead jazz shit. She just be going fucking berserk, and I just love it.
I like how string players always look like they mad when they really getting it. Like they're always like fucking
Intense.
with that super angry face. Like what is going
Intense
on
as-
right now? Like
intense
you
as
mad?
hell.
Like for real playing that mug.
Yeah.
Intense as hell.
They
But you
for
gotta think
real.
about it. Those strings are very thick, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like one, they're cutting their fingers up. Like I'm pretty sure bass players' fingers are just cut,
Yeah.
scarred up, all
Calloused.
kind of shit. Cause it's just like that shit hurts.
I played the guitar for quite a little while, and like the only way you don't get like used to it, you just develop them calluses until you
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
it's just tough enough to handle it.
Oh yeah,
That's
I never could like be consistent with my guitar, so I just never like got the calluses. But I was like, man, I be seeing their fingers. I'm like, fuck that. Like they're all like messed. Like you know how I don't know.
Piano players be breaking their knuckles and shit.
I
Playing
can see
super
that.
hard.
Now that shit be hurting when I play. That especially if you getting down, you know that shit be hurting for real. That I understand. I was gonna say, so your album just dropped, y'all. He just dropped the album. Hey, I make sure I'm saying astronomy, right? Am I saying it right?
Astronomy.
Astronomy.
So
Wait.
okay, so let me explain it.
Okay, please.
So the
I was like,
thing,
am I just fucking up?
so the V is a style thing. It's just an upside down A. So that's kind of like what that's for.
Gotcha.
I just
Fancy.
I just want to do something different. I don't know. I was like, it looks cooler that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, most times I would put like the parentheses and astronomy so people can just understand what it means instead of saying vistronomy. But I mean, it brings up the question.
Yeah.
And I just explained it. So.
That's cool. And I just explained it. How do you feel like, so you say you're working on that project for a year. Like, how do you feel?
Couple years.
Couple years, 2
I
years.
had I had started on this.
Oh, be careful about that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I had started on this around 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I was collabing with somebody for a little bit about it, but I somehow lost all my songs, so I had to start over.
Damn.
So like some of the songs that are on the album were like just either just new, fresh ideas, and I think one of them or a couple of them or one of the old ideas I was able to remember, so I just redid it.
Recreated it. Damn.
Yeah, I had a whole thing. So,
Oh my God.
but the concept of the album, so basically, before I had dropped this project, I had another project called Lucid Dreams EP.
Okay.
I released that around maybe 2017 or 18. And basically, what I was going for in that project was, this dude's sleeping in his bed and he's just having like a lucid dream, like an out of body experience. And basically, these beings, I call them Afro Knights. They're like melanated aliens.
Afro Nights.
Yes,
Ooh.
Afro Nights.
Melanated aliens.
So
This is
basically,
cool.
Have you ever heard that that's what we are? You ever heard
yeah,
that?
that's why I'm using it.
Oh, this is good. Finally get your alien talk.
Yeah, so like basically that first song is the Afro Knights waking him up, telling him it's time to pull up on us. They're just taking him. He's tripping like, what's going on? I don't know what I'm doing. Da da da. They take him to this outer space land or dimension, which is called Afro space. So Afro space is like Africa in space.
Okay.
So the
Ooh,
planets,
this would be good.
so the planets are the different little continents in Africa or whatever, and each planet has a type. So Jupiter, more intellectual types are in Jupiter. More lover, affectionate types, they're in Venus, because based on astrology, Venus is like the planet of love, sex, and affection, and all that. So all the lovers are in Venus, intellectuals are in Jupiter, fighters are in Mars, Aries, fighters are in Mars, and all the creatives are in Neptune. And then Pluto is just a planet where like people just travel to every now and then. And then there is this moon goddess. So she pretty much comes during the full moon, and what they do, everybody around the planet, everybody in the planets, really the artists and the creatives, they play an anthem for her. That's what this would be. They play this anthem for her every time she comes out. And I kind of got stuck right there with that concept. So astronomy is that, but part 2, just a little bit different. Now we have another character. Her name is Astro Girl. Shout out to Soleil. She's on there. And Astro Girl is the daughter of Aries, which he rules Mars. And basically what she does, she just helps her dad fight crime or investigate things if he can't do it. Because he really can't. He has to watch over everybody and protect everybody. And the rival planet, or there's a rival between Aries and a guy named Zarian. He is from he's a Scorpio. They don't like each other.
He said that mother so dull.
Yeah, like he's a Scorpio.
Shout out to Kiana. Ha!
Yeah.
Kiana today.
So at one point, Aries and Scorpios, they were like buddies, like war buddies, fought wars, all that. And then Zarian, Scorpio,
went down.
wanted a little bit more power. And, Aries is not giving up no power
Yeah.
if it's not fair. So they get into a big fight. Aries kicks Zarian out of Mars, and now Zarian is going around trying to make a little army of his Afro Knights to fight for Mars. And Astro Girl, I haven't really gave her a direct thing of what I want her to do, but it's pretty open. She has the choice to work with her dad and stop him, or go against her dad and work for Zarian. So it's just kind of open-ended right now until I guess I decide to come up with another project that'll complete that.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah.
cool.
So in these in the lucid dreams one, like as you was like telling the story, how was that story get like? Is that story you just tell that story through like music, or is there like actual like words?
Do music.
Interesting.
Like pretty much when I was writing the songs, I would just see these things in my head. So, I mean, it would be nice to like. At the time, I didn't know nobody who did visuals, but it would be nice to know somebody who can do that, and I just tell them the ideas and they just like draw it out. But I didn't know about it at the time, so pretty much like each song has their own scenario. When I was creating it, and then creating astronomy took a lot of time because I was trying to find a way to connect the dots, because really the guy who got brought up by the Afro-Knights is me. I'm like the character I am. I'm just the guy with the trumpet. I kind of just there to just embellish and accompany things around, but like nobody really sees me.
Guy with the trumpet.
So it's just like, it's that kind of thing. And I'm still like just fleshing out the story. So.
You ever like recorded a narrative over your tracks, like just like told like just did like you just did like and recorded it?
I never thought about doing it. I should have.
You kind of just did, but
That'd be cool.
there's in like Japanese culture, like they have like a certain style of music that's like symphony like accompanied with like a storytelling. So like there'll be like literally a person that's like telling a story, and then like the symphony will start playing around the story, and then like the person will like pause as like the symphony, like as they get into their song, and then as the song starts to like and the storyteller will come back and start, and you know what I'm saying, pick up into the next part of the story, and then of course the symphony will come back in and their music will go with that next part of, and it's kind of like just like an exchange back and forth. But you were reminding me of that as we was listening to the Lucid Dreams, and you was telling me, I was like, damn, this kind of sounds like that, like, you know what I mean, like
He's like, okay, hi.
Hey, I
He's
mean,
like, yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't.
because you got such an intricate story, like, you know what I mean, like it would be like, like I feel like somebody would want to listen to that, like, and just hear the story as well as like the music accompanying it, is just like the symphony behind it.
I was also thinking about, it's just an idea, like somehow making an animated series with that.
Yeah.
I just have to
That'd be cool.
write some more stuff down and get things fleshed out, because now we have characters apparently, and because I have more other characters, I mean, I guess there's gonna be more projects like this.
Yeah.
So
If you do that, or even make some kind of anything like a script, or need like a team or some shit, like that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind if you needed that. I did that in college. Like I wrote like scripts and stuff too. I directed some things. So if you need that or some voiceover shit, let a nigga know.
Yeah, that's dope.
If you need it.
Hey, if I need it,
You know what I'm saying? I might just want to throw myself. But I'm like, that sounds really cool. And that sounds like
you
if
could probably
you
get
created
like if you did that, like do like you tell the story like over your tracks, and just like that would be really easy for like I feel like it would be easier for a illustrator to actually capture that if they were able to just like hear like all of that, like hear the story, but then also hear the music that's like behind it as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I was able to get visuals off of it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even illustrate like that. Like,
Yeah,
but
I was
just off of
thinking
you
of all the
saying it
people. I was
with
thinking of the
music.
planet. I was thinking of like what everybody would look like on the different planets. I was like, oh, okay, the lovers, and I just automatically just see them like, oh,
Yeah, that was real dope.
and everybody just over there like, oh, all day.
all
Oh,
day
cute.
making
Aw.
babies.
Yeah, just over there. I don't see nothing. Is it bad? Is it too early? Too late? Is R. Kelly?
Oh no.
Nothing wrong
he's gonna be okay.
with a little
Anybody wants to hear that?
bump and grind.
My God.
Like, is it too bad? Is it
They
too soon? Too soon?
requesting me to play R. Kelly at clubs and
mean,
shit.
What do you
I have
do?
not played no R. Kelly.
I just at some places, like, it just depends on the establishment. Like, if the establishment don't want it, then it's like whatever that they say. I'm not about to.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people don't want to hear his music no more.
I don't really. Yeah, I never really listened to him that much before. So, but
Me either.
there's just like a couple of songs that was like, like as a DJ that were like the gems, like, you know what I'm saying, that you got to have in there. So it was like weird. Just like now you got to take that out the repertoire.
Yeah.
And then deal with somebody who's like, oh my gosh, why are you playing him?
It's more like I'm bummed out because it's like dealing with like the joy that like them songs actually brought people, like when you were playing them.
Oh,
like, and
I
now we
know.
don't get that no more. Like
No,
only
like,
that song could do that.
okay.
You know what I mean? And now like so it's like
yeah.
like a little bit of like missing something. But
Yeah, that
it's
makes
all
sense.
good.
I was like, that makes sense. I feel.
You know, I don't care if people get mad, but
I was gonna say,
do
I don't
get
think
that.
nobody over there trying to fight nobody. Like, he ain't put my R.
Right, yeah,
Kelly,
no, ain't
dog.
nobody
He
tripping that bad.
tripping. He tripping. Shit, how'd you feel when y'all performed it live?
Great.
That shit was, I'm gonna tell y'all, that shit was so, and y'all played the same night that K Tronada was in town. And some of my friends came down, and I actually a lot of our artist friends that I didn't even know knew about K Tronada. Like I saw it on their stories, and I was like, you know about K Tronada? Like it's just certain artists that you just be thinking that they don't listen to that type of shit.
Mm.
And then when I saw a lot of people gone, like went there, I was like, what?
Nah, you'd be surprised. Like, I found out my uncle likes EDM. You know,
And you're like, how'd you feel about
was like,
that?
I supposed to listen to EDM. He was like, yeah, man, this the shit. Then I got to it,
Mhm.
and now I fucking love it. I can listen to that shit all day.
He said, damn, man, this the shit. He had it like set up like, if you guys download his album, you'll see like that album cover, and he had that in the background on a projector.
Cool.
And he had the lights dim. So it was just, I never seen that place look like that, to be honest. And I feel like it was a real experience. Like, I was sad at first that my friends were coming to see K Tronada, and I was like, man, I want to see them. And then when I went to the show, I was like, fuck that. Like, I know these people, and this shit, I wasn't even mad that I wasn't there no more, like at the concert. Like, I was like, oh my God, this shit's so good. And it's just an experience, and y'all were going off. Like, it was like the jazz mixed with the EDM, mixed with like everything it made you feel like you were out in outer space. Like, honestly, like, it was really good. And everybody, I don't know if I was just out of etiquette or whatever, but like, I've been to a few jazz concerts, and I feel like, everybody's like, yeah, chilling, or just being like, yeah, all right, like clapping. Shit. I was up. I was like really out of my seat. Like, y'all tripping, y'all too calm for me. Like they were y'all. It was at one point y'all like boom, boom, boom. It was like, and then he brought another horn player. I was like, this shit is blowing my fucking mind. That shit was so good. I just feel like, I don't know, man. I was like in heaven for a little bit. That shit was good.
That was our second event like that down there. The first one was a lunar eclipse party. So basically, like, what I'm doing with this concept is I'm having like concert parties during lunar eclipses. And the next one will be in May, so I have a lot of time to like plan and stuff.
I feel like you know a lot about like secret society ritual type things.
I did my conspiracy theory type things. Research.
He's like, I dabble.
It's it's just
Yeah.
it's a rabbit hole. You just keep going, but with that kind of stuff, I've always been fascinated by space anyway.
Yeah.
Like, even as a child, like I used to, my stepfather gave me a telescope actually, and I used to always just look at the stars. And sometimes I would ask him, "Can I get something where I can see the planets?" And he'd just be like, "You need a rocket if you want to see some planets." But
Damn.
yeah, like I would pretty much like, I used to like be a geek with space. Like I would study that type of stuff, not like super extensive, but little bits of information that I would read about what's going on in Mars or something. I would just read it, and I just like the aesthetic of space. Like it just looks beautiful, like
Rick and Morty, he says like a super profound thing. They're like they're out in space, and this fucking space snake comes out of nowhere and fucking bites Morty. And he goes, man, what the fuck is this? Why is there a snake out in space? And Rick goes, man, literally everything is in space.
everything.
So like it's very profound. I was like, we try to separate it like it's out there and we're here, but it's like, nah, we in that mug.
Yeah,
It's like, wow,
We are
there's
in
niggas
space.
plays everything.
I mean, I can go conspiracy theory about it, but
If you want, come on.
I think
We looking for the juice.
There's something out there. Okay, has to be, because if we want to talk about the creator God, I don't think he would just make humans and then just be like, okay, all these planets for no reason. Like, I don't know. I'm not him or her. But it's like, I believe there's aliens out there or some sort of
Form of
being
life, yeah.
out there
Or
We're
yeah.
out there.
in space.
We're out there. Like, we're out there.
Wait, just light years away.
We are those aliens out there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure to them we're aliens. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure Mars are like, oh, these stupid aliens in Earth. Fuck them. Or something. I don't know.
Greetings from Earth.
If you ever hear like Neil deGrasse Tyson talk, or any of these people that like are into like for real about like space travel and shit, they always talk about how we don't really have like a choice because like all giant stars eventually like suck in the planets around them and like saying burn them up. Like eventually, like they say that this ultimately happens
Kind of like a supernova.
always. Well, I don't know if they say like the sun. The sun, they do say all stars eventually burn out, but they say everything that's like around it will eventually get sucked into it closer, and the closer it gets, eventually it's gonna burn the fuck up. The closer it gets, so this happens. Like that's why they say it's hard to tell like if there's any other life out there because this always keeps happening. But now that's why they say we need to get off of this rock. They say because eventually, if we don't all come, they say if we don't all come together get over the dumb shit and try figure out ways to get off of this rock, we are eventually we eventually succumb to the inevitable at some point.
Right.
As long as human race keeps going, as long as we can not fuck up.
Yeah, I think that's
They
just
keep shit together.
that's probably just natural to be honest. Probably was supposed to happen anyway.
But I don't know that they know that this happens.
I mean,
Because I don't know enough about like all of that type of shit, but it seems like if it takes that long for something like that to happen, like how do y'all know that it happens?
how did they know?
That's what I'm saying. So it's so hard for me to like to believe what they say, but like astrophysicists and all these people, because it's like
Like,
damn,
it's
all theoretical, isn't it? Like it's not like
Most of it.
it's not real.
Like a lot of stuff is theory. It just sounds cool to listen
Yeah.
to. I mean, who says we're gonna be here long enough to actually experience that? That could
Right.
happen like in the next 1,000 light years.
yeah.
Humans are like who knows? Some people try to make it sound like it's gonna happen in 2 years. Like
Yeah.
you remember 2012? Like oh my god, 2012 is gonna
Everybody
be the
thought it was gonna
last
die,
year.
boy.
And I'm just like what? Like
Cat Williams did a special.
Mm.
He was like, fuck it, we finna die, y'all. If it turned midnight and we ain't in this bitch, we went out for a good time.
that don't.
And then
Makes
it was
sense.
fine. Everybody was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was fine.
But then again, you gotta think about like the people promoting it. That was the government, and they're just trying to get people riled up so they can do
Whatever.
underhanded whatevers, and then it's just stuff to like make people fall for. That's why I wasn't falling for and I was a kid. Like how are grown people thinking that 2012 was gonna be the last
For
time?
real.
Yeah.
We knew that from the church. From like growing
We
up in
did
the
it in
church.
2000
for sure.
too.
Oh yeah.
Y2K.
Oh, I don't remember that
I was
shit.
They
4.
thought they thought the world was going to end in 2000 because they thought all the computers were going to like not be able to handle flipping over from a 1999 to 2000 or something. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but like there was like some issue and they thought all the computers were going to shut down and like nukes were going to get launched and like you know what I'm saying, like I don't know. It was
Nah, that
weird.
don't
It was
make no
weird.
doggone
Man,
sense.
Shout out to everybody that remembers Y2K.
How the hell?
They had a whole name for it, Y2K.
How the hell
Y2K.
y'all ain't know the technology y'all made? It's just a year.
That's
Like,
how-
what the fuck was supposed to happen?
mean, like-
Everything, as soon as January 1st come, everything blow up. Like, what they
Computers were new, so like they were just worried that
They only gave them 1990s technology.
I don't know what the fuck they was worried about. I don't know.
We didn't
do
prepare
you
for
think
this.
robots gonna take over society eventually? Like androids? I mean, they already have androids.
Kind of do, yeah. They
Yeah,
kinda-
they're just there.
I
They just
think maybe
haven't-
like it'll get to a point where we probably for sure like they like we need them just as much as they need us to where it's like damn they probably have as many like rights as us eventually one day, which would be weird.
Oh,
But
no.
Damn.
I'm just being honest.
Imagine having to run a fade with a robot.
Oh, no. I'll be like,
I'll
man,
throw
Your
water
Honor,
at it.
come on now. I'm a human.
I feel you, but it's gonna be the same way. It's gonna be like, come on now, I'm a robot. Like, leave,
Shut
like
your ass up.
I mean, and they got that virtual reality shit. Like, I I don't know. This is.
Who knows? What's gonna happen.
I'm like on both sides. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this shit, but I'm curious about this kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
what will everything be like? Virtual reality, robots,
Yeah.
flying
Well, because like
cars
you
and
want to
shit.
see it, like you want to like, you don't want to be stuck in the same place. But it's when they start getting like crazy with it, like how they're getting with the fucking, with the vaccine, like trying to force everybody to do something. I feel like they're gonna force robots
Don't
on us.
get
They're gonna
me
force
started.
everything. Get started. That's why you're here. Don't get me started. Get
Don't
started.
get me started.
What happened?
I'm gonna turn Facebook off.
Oh, he about to get flagged like a mug.
that's funny.
This shit funny as hell.
I gotta turn Facebook off. I'm sorry. They actually disabled my other account for talking about that.
Damn.
So
What?
this is like a whole new account.
The
Yeah.
That's why they
hell?
disabled you on Instagram.
Probably. I don't know. They didn't even tell me what it was. I just got disabled and was not able to get back on. It normally tells you, like, it normally is like, oh yeah, because you did this, but it didn't tell me.
Interesting.
It was
They
just
trying to
like,
mess you up. That boy just trying to get the good music out there. They trying to mess him up.
they don't. Mark don't like me. It's okay.
Oh,
They need to get it together.
Who decided what music we was gonna play to learn how to play music in like middle school and high school? They fucking suck and deserve
Shit.
To not
to
teach.
get a speeding ticket or a.
I mean, my
fucking-
teacher was
What you
probably
said?
the best
She
teacher
said,
ever
I
for
hope
me.
that.
My teacher was the best teacher for me when it came to music.
I had a great teacher. I just hated the music that they were like teaching me. Like,
Oh,
I
I mean,
was
the-
always
the
like,
music
damn,
was
why
trash.
is this? Why this?
You know what I used to do? And I don't think I ever told him. I probably did when I got older. But I used to like sneak into this closet of music in his class
Mhm.
if he had it unlocked. And I would literally just go in there and like read all the music. And then I found one song that I just enjoyed and I took it.
Yeah.
I I took the master. I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
Because he needs that for copies, right?
Right.
I took the master and then like I cut it in half because I was like, okay, I got 2 pages. Of
Probably
music.
not a good idea.
And then
What the
he
hell?
was like, "Why did you cut the master of the tune?" And I was like, "Cause I needed 2 pages of music." He was like, "You couldn't just make copies." I was like, "Oh, my bad."
I was like, oh,
You're right.
that
I could
nigga's
have made copies.
stealing
My bad.
and fucking shit up, cutting shit
I mean,
That's
I
funny.
wanted to learn that song. We never got to play it though. It was too challenging for everybody else. That was the thing. Like, I'm not trying to sound like I was. I
No,
actually
I know
know
what you're saying.
I was not a virtuoso at all. I've seen virtuosos, fucking 13-year-olds that could play piano super fast and shit. Those are virtuosos. I wasn't. I was just a quick learner. Like I was able to process information quicker, at least with music. Like music wise, it was like better because for some reason I was able to read really fast. It takes a lot of time to learn how to read, and then I was just able to identify what to press, what to do, notes, even to the point to where I was able to play trumpet and transfer the stuff from trumpet to the piano. And, you know, I was like, okay, so this makes sense. Matter of fact, now I think about it, I used to play my grandmother's piano a lot when I was probably 5, 6. Anyway, not really on some songs. I would just like kind of dip and dabble with it. Like, oh, this sounded cool. And I actually think I remember I asked her like, why does this combination of notes sound like happy? And she
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's a major. I was a kid though. I didn't know what
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah.
But
the
it's
piano's
just-
the piano's beautiful. I think for all artists that play other instruments because like it's like a visual representation of like it's for us like on a trumpet like to play any type of notes or anything like to like express that visually to somebody is like kind of difficult. But a piano like perfectly expresses like the scales
Yeah.
and like everything's right in front of you.
And
Even when
yeah,
you
you
play
can
the
see it.
chords, you
Yeah.
can just see it. And so it's like it's like a
It's,
special.
it's the cheat code instrument.
Yeah,
You just look at it.
you just look at it. Yeah.
You know where everything's at.
The whole scale is right there. The piano is the scale. Like, and you just like you can just
And they call it the mother instrument.
yeah. I love.
I just
piano.
want to know who the hell built a fucking piano.
dude.
Like
Egyptians, I think. I don't know.
somebody was
Maybe
like,
not, but-
here's some strings, here's some blocks. Found like a table. It was
You
like,
know,
I'm making a piano.
Yeah.
That's.
There's,
I want to know who did that.
It's gonna say some white guy. Huh?
It's probably I'm assuming you would say this by Bartholomew
But yeah.
Cristofori
Okay.
of
Italian guy.
Padua.
Italian guy.
He was an expert. Well, he was an expert harpsichord maker employed
That's
by
crazy. I was just gonna say. I
Ferdinando
was just gonna say it probably came from harps first.
de' Medici, Grand Prince of Tuscany, as the keeper of the instruments. The first piano he built was about the year of 1700 or probably 1698 is what it said.
God damn.
Interesting.
According to what?
PianoKeyboardGuide.com/history of the piano.
That's history of the white man.
Oppression.
That's crazy. That's
Everybody
a,
else keeps
For sure, the
saying it, too.
Egyptians had all types of crazy instruments first.
Yamaha.com got it, yeah.
Like all
For
the string
sure.
instruments. They had like the first string instruments, I think. I don't know. But anyways,
all the spirit music, man.
they was making like, you know, that's like one of the conspiracies about like why the pyramids exist. It was like supposed to be like meant like for resonating like chants they would do, but then also like instruments too, like because like they all resonate like a certain way. Like they were very particular about the acoustics of inside of the pyramids. So it was like, why were they so particular about that? You know,
That sounds interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Hmm.
I just know music.
He said, I just know what I'm doing, so, you know.
there's other temples like Buddhists have temples where they go in there and they chant, and that all like the whole temple is built according to the acoustics for the chant, so that they can maximize the
I
resonance.
like those actually. I will listen to them
Yeah,
to
they're
sleep.
crazy.
They go deep, but like deep.
How do you feel about that? Like listening to that, like any type of music when you're trying to go to sleep. Do you know anything about that? Because that's koala thing right there.
I kind of go through phases. So I'm in this weird phase where I'm not listening to anything at all.
That's me.
But when I had first got into music, I used to listen to a lot of classical, and it's probably just because I was playing classical music at the time. So like strings, horns, piano, like that was my thing. I could fall asleep to it. I was able to do homework to it. It was just what it was. I got into jazz or swing music when I was about 15. I didn't get heavily into it until really a few years ago. I started listening to that. That put me to sleep. But I got to the hardcore type of shit. They call it hard bop. And pretty much what hard bop is like, it's the intense, like, crazy shit that all the guys like to play. That's my shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I like bebop. It's great actually, but hard bop is just my thing. So when I got to that, ran into Coltrane. You know, most of my ideas kind of stem from his. Hubbard, Miles, Louis Armstrong, of course.
Those niggas were the first black celebrities. That's
Yeah.
crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Like literally the very first ones.
Miles Davis was a motherfucker, man.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Armstrong, Chet Baker, Joe Henderson, McCoy Tyner. I can just name everybody, but those are like the people I listen to. And as far as like expanding off of that, right now I'm in this like fusion, like weird music type phase right now. There used to be metal. I was listening to metal at one point in my life. I don't know why.
He didn't
It
listen
was
to
just
it
a
all.
thing. And then, yeah, now I'm here just on some fusion shit.
Yeah.
And to put me to sleep, I'll just listen to that. But honestly, like, what I like about that kind of music is that, like, there's always a fresh idea. So have you ever heard of Bitches Brew?
Mm-mm.
Bitches brew.
Bitches Brew by Miles Davis.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so like,
Okay, it's music.
yeah.
Okay.
Basically like that kind of music, it's more for expression. There's like zero structure, like none at all.
And
There's
what's
just
it called again? Like, what type of music would that be?
I don't know, to be honest. Like people call it avant-garde. I don't really like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
I just call it music because that's what it sounds like to me. But that kind of music, there's always a new idea. Like you can listen to a song and know everything about that song. You know where everything's at. But like this kind of shit, the further you go into it,
You don't know how you even got there.
you don't even know what you're like listening to. Cause there's a song, there's a concert that Coltrane did. It was him and Pharoah Sanders, and it was in Japan. And whole hour of them just jamming on like one chord, but like everybody's doing different things on their own time. Like the girl on piano was like doing triplet shit, outside shit, flipping chords and shit. Pharoah Sanders was like growling on the saxophone, like growling like a dog or a horse, not growling, but like making that noise. Coltrane's just going berserk, bass players just doing all kind of just weird shit, and it's like every time I listen to that song, I hear something new.
Yeah.
Because it's not structured, like it's just straight music. I got to that, and then I ran into Robert Glasper's project.
Yay.
R plus R now. They play a song called Resting Warrior, which became like my favorite song. Me, the band, we actually play it every now and then.
Yeah, I want to ask about that too. But I'm listening.
Go ahead, ask.
No, I'm listening. Go ahead. I got
Yeah.
you.
So like, even just that particular song, like I always like catch ideas and just try to like apply them because there's always something new every time I listen to it. Even though like I know who's playing, I don't know where it's going. I know where it's going. It's the little things that you don't hear that I tend to like go after.
It can like I feel like music sometimes like is a great representation. Well, we were talking about this last night. Art imitates life. So like with music, like people like things that they can recognize and they know where it's going. Like that's one of the things that you like just don't really think about, but you appreciate that like in music.
Yeah.
But then there's also like the flip side of that, like spontaneousness and like the ability like to be like you don't know what's about to happen. Life be like that. Like we want to kind of know what's like going to happen. Like you know what I'm saying? Otherwise we'd be
Shit
real
happens.
uneasy. But we also enjoy the spontaneity of things and like just the art of improv. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Improv music. That's what I would call it. Duh.
yeah.
Musician. I'm tripping.
Improvisation.
Yeah, so I actually experienced that many times. Like, we'll be playing a song, and sometimes you go off. You get off track. Like, I remember when I was living in Georgia, I played with these dudes at this place called the Red Light Cafe. Larry Holmes was on drums. He was, like, super dope. But this dude on piano, I think his name was Tyrone. Dude on piano, we were playing this song called Oleo. It was like a little jazz bebop standard. And in the middle of my solo, he like flips the whole song into like some outside spacey type thing. Like he put a lot of tension in that like moment.
Yeah.
And I got lost because I didn't know what to do. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? So in those kind of moments, you kind of have to just let it be, because I thought they were off, but the drummer and the piano player, they knew exactly what they were doing. Like they did that on purpose, because pretty much they play together.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like chemistry, you know
Yes.
what to do. But like in that moment, I was so lost, and I was just like, why y'all doing that? Like I'm trying to play the song, and they're just comping, flipping chords, flipping rhythms. There was this one point where the drummer came from 4/4 to like 3/4, and then back to 4/4, but like flipped it
yeah.
in a 3/4 fill. It was just like, it was wild.
And yeah. But I guess in those moments, they just like all you can really do is they really just expect you to at the least just keep doing what you're doing, right? Like, and then
Yeah,
if you
have to.
want to join their
I mean,
improvisation,
like,
you can.
You
but
kind of have to.
Yeah.
Like it's
Like,
serious.
y'all, can I join it right now?
It's serious because
probably in their heads they're hearing what you're supposed to be playing on top of like whatever new they're like doing, right? At the least, like because I think when you imagine like anytime you improv, you have to be you already are thinking about what everybody else is playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the least, whatever I'm gonna do, no matter what it is, it's gonna go with this. Even if you just keep playing what you're doing, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, because it really is. It's just about knowing the form.
Sure.
As long as you know
Yeah.
the form of the song,
Yeah.
y'all can do what you want.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, now I try to encourage anybody who plays the beat to just have fun. Like,
Yeah.
play the
Like,
music.
just do the shit. Like, but feel it.
Like, don't be so in between the lines because it's cool for, like, I don't know, cover gigs, be in the lines, but
Not even then.
we ain't doing no fucking cover gigs. Just play the fucking music. Like,
Yeah.
have fun. And even moments where you get lost, like, you can always bridge your way back. It's just that people have to communicate. A lot of musicians don't understand communication, so they kind of stray away from that kind of thing. Me, I'm different. If y'all gonna take it out, I'm coming with you.
And
Bottom
you just
line.
gotta pay. It's like I was talking about this to I actually had this conversation last night with Rare PM. Shout out to her. She's a she's a videographer. I was having a talk with her about that because she came up to me after the show I had last night, and she was like, "Hey, you were like one of the only people that actually looked at the camera and was paying attention or whatever." And I was telling people that when you're on stage, it's like a thing where you should be up there having fun, but then you also gotta you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to just get loose and have fun, but at the same time, like, there's moments where you gotta look at each other or some shit, and they pay attention and be like, "Hey, they doing this shit. Okay, let's take it there," or whatever.
I mean, just take it there. Like, and I tell anybody I play with, I'm with you. Just because I'm soloing does not mean you stop doing whatever you want to do.
No, yeah,
do what the
just
hell
do
you want to
it.
do. If you want to flip shit upside down, I'll go with you. I don't care.
Yeah, like
it's improv.
I love that shit. Yeah,
And I've played with like heavy hitter like cats.
Yeah.
Back in a couple years ago, I remember I went to Minnesota, met these two drummers. Dude named was Carter, white dude, killing. Me and him, we literally played for about 30 minutes straight, out of nowhere. I literally remember how it happened. Like, we went to another musician's house. We were just hanging out, and we go to this garage, and his drums are there, and I just started like practicing for real. Then he just started like, and we was doing that for like 30 minutes, and everybody came downstairs and was like, "Whoa, what are y'all doing?" Just cooking.
Yeah.
Then I played with his homeboy. His name was L.A. We went to this other spot. We were just playing all night. Like, it was a whole vibe, and they were just playing music. It wasn't no structure. There wasn't any, you have to do things this way. It was just music. And we're musicians. Like, we can already connect the dots and know where things are going to go anyway. You just have to trust it. And I feel like a lot of musicians don't trust that natural connection because guys who are classically trained, most of them, they cannot improvise to save their life.
No.
And it's not that
Sorry,
it's
y'all.
not that they can't do it. It's just that they're not familiar with it.
Yeah.
You have to like kind of put yourself out there. I was classically trained before I got into this type of shit. And I remember the first song I tried to play was So What by Miles Davis, playing classical shit to these chords that I didn't know about. It just didn't sound right. And eventually I just kept getting it. You just gotta throw yourself in that fire.
Yeah, for real.
So now
That's what I mean by being vulnerable. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like one of those things where when you trust the music,
just
and when you
go in
just
there.
trust it, like it's almost like you'll be doing a disservice to be just up there thinking so much.
Yeah, like don't think about it.
Yeah, just
too
fucking like
much.
feel, just do it, just feel
Just
it,
play.
like let it take over you. Just,
That's what I'm all about. Like even at the party, I told everybody, bro, I'm not giving y'all any restrictions. Just play. Like, just play. Like, if y'all want to do what y'all want, go ahead. I don't care. Like, it's music. It's art. Like, music to me is like a big canvas. The instruments are just the paintbrushes. And the notes are the colors or the shapes. Like, I have synesthesia where I see colors or I hear colors. So, like, right now, that light blue would be B major. That dark blue would be E flat minor. Gray doesn't have a color. Purple is F minor. Those reddish colors, that kind of burgundy reddish color, that's C sharp. It's like each chord has a color in my head. So when I'm playing a song, the song's a canvas. My notes, the key is whatever color that key is, and then I just paint and go wherever. And I try to display a story. I like to have tension in my into my approach.
Yeah, I was gonna say you do like he does like a lot of those chords that you would think would clash. Like you do it, but he does it on. But you'll do them like they're belting, okay? Like he's like, I'm gonna let y'all know that I'm about to clash. And you're like, oh shit.
That's Thelonious Monk's bag right there. Like he used to love to fucking just hit them chords, be like, oh, what the fuck is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sounds like so crazy.
He'd be like,
But in the process of like, if you listen to the whole progression that he played, like it made total sense. But like to hear it in any moment, like you'd be like, what the fuck?
You need tension release, man. Like I feel like that's it's needed. I like to say playing music is like having sex. You know, you gotta keep it going. If she's if she's telling you to keep doing that, keep doing it.
Right.
If she says right there, keep doing it. Because like in music, if I would have played those crazy dissonant chords and I don't finish, it's like getting her there and then just like, all right.
I had eggs like that.
Like I'm done, and she's just like, whoa. But the audience is like that. That's how they will respond. I've seen it. Like I've actually experimented and tried it. Like I did that, and I just didn't resolve it, right? And the audience was like, what the fuck? Like they got upset. They was like, where are you going? Then I just play something else. You just gotta know what you're doing. Those moments you can't fuck up those moments. And sometimes like it can get annoying when like drummers in particular they do this thing. They do this thing where they stop too early, like where they stop all the action like out of nowhere. Cause it's like, bro, like I'm there, like I'm here.
I keep it going.
And then they just. And I'm like, why would you do that?
Who were you listening to? You're the last person that's supposed to be like.
Why would you do that? Like, bro, turn up. Yeah. Like, I understand it's open mics, and it's really about chemistry as well.
Yeah, honestly,
Like me and Max, we have chemistry, which is why I could play anything with him. And
that nigga.
He turns up.
Shout out to Max on the drums, man.
And BK turns up. Everybody turns up.
Yeah.
So it's like. We play together, we jam together, and that's actually how we became a band.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, who started Actual Proof? Like,
we went to Fresh. Ace took me to Fresh Oranges one night. Probably the first night I met you, when I had first moved down here. And
oh shit, you just moved.
I'm new.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long ago?
Around February.
Oh shit, like no. Where you coming from? You said
Cali.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so I meet BK, meet Max. I actually remember the first time playing Max, it was like, okay, he looks like a kid. I wonder if he knows how to play.
Got that chill, like you got that young swag.
Yeah.
Got that the young people
I ended
swag.
up talking to BK, and we was like, yeah, let's just form. We go to Max's house, and I was like, oh shit, Max. And I heard him play like some crazy polyrhythm shit, this type of shit that I like. And I was like, you're in the band. Like, easy. You're in the band. Like, fuck it. So we started jamming, creating a sound. That's really what we kind of just do. We play songs and just jam on them and take it different levels.
Yeah.
I like to go up. I like to go down.
Yeah.
I like to chill. It depends on what's going on. I just like to have fun. And that's what I'm all about, just freedom. Like, I don't put restrictions on music, especially if I write it. I don't care. Like, you know the form already. If you already know it, you can do what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
It's when people don't like take the time to learn the foundation first. Is when you're like, okay, like you know, if you're not gonna start from somewhere. But
Yeah.
it's like when I heard y'all's music and I heard y'all playing, it's like I hear the songs off your project and I can hear y'all playing it, and after that y'all just going in, and then it might end up turning into a whole nother song, and then somebody's like they all gave each other like moments of like y'all solo moments, and everybody that had a solo killed it, and then somebody like and then he was hopping off the trumpet and jumping on the keys, and then jumping off the keys and hopping back. I was like, this is some shit. That shit was great, man. That shit was great, and he real chill too. I was like you're the only person that ever been like, just show up, like, you know, like I was DJing for it even. He was like, just show up, like you don't play till after us, and I'm like, what? You don't want me to come set up before it? He was like, no, just just show up. I was like, okay.
Like, I'm not super strict. Music is therapy for me, so if I'm having a gig, it's gonna be a fucking vibe. I'm not one of those stickler musicians that are like, oh my gosh, do this way. Matter of fact, I don't like those musicians. I don't like musicians like that. I've had my experience with them. They're annoying.
It takes up a lot of time in rehearsal.
Yeah.
Arguing like we should do it like this because it's normally supposed to be like this, and it's like just play.
I remember we were rehearsing at a gig. Like there was this it's some cover shit. It was like rehearsing at a gig. I was like, that's so stupid. Like
yeah, that's actually really dumb.
Very.
What?
It's very dumb, and it's like you're wasting your chops.
Hell? Yeah, honestly.
And I was telling dude, like, I'm not gonna waste my chops. We have to play for 2-3 hours. I'm not about to waste my chops practicing or
before
rehearsing
the gig.
right before the gig. Like that's goofy.
That don't even make no sense. Like you can warm up a little bit before, but during sound check, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's what sound check is for, warming up.
Not practicing.
Everybody
Motherfucking
play,
rehearsal.
do get the levels and shit right, warm up, all that shit.
And we good.
Yeah. But to me, like, music's a journey, man. Like, I feel like when people are improvising, they're expressing their day, their month, how they're feeling at the moment, maybe a woman, maybe a man, whatever. And you have to be open-minded to listen to that kind of music. A lot of people be like, I can't hear the beat. I can't hear what's going on. And it's like, well,
just listen. Like, just
listen.
experience. Like, don't try to
listen
figure
to
it out. Yeah.
And I've had people talk shit to me, like, you know, hood niggas, whatever. You know,
I can't find the beat, dog. I was trying to freestyle.
Yeah, like, where's the beat at? Can't find it. And I'm just like, bro, just listen to the music. I don't know how y'all listen to it. They just making noise. I'm like, okay. I feel the same way about some of this motherfucking shit.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
But
that's what's up, though. I know we gotta wrap it up, though. I know that's happening, right?
Oh, yeah, it's about that time. Most definitely.
How you feeling?
I feel
Did you have a
fine.
good time?
Oh, man, this is dope, man. Thank you.
I'm so excited. I feel like this was like their most like. Well, let me not say that because somebody gonna be like, I'm intellectual. But I feel like this is like a really good music
It was
talk.
chill.
Yeah, it was really chill.
I could nerd about this all day. Literally.
He's like, I'm good. Well, I'm excited. I'm glad you were able to come out, and congrats on your project. You know, I know how it feels to work on some shit for years and be like, all right, now it's time to bring it out. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Congrats on your show. Congrats on the band. Welcome to Houston. Shit, all that.
Thank you.
Golly, this is so cool.
Dang, before I forget, Smitty, I ain't even saying nothing about I'm wearing your shirt, bro. Shout out to Smitty Spread Love. We got to get him on the show.
Speaking of shirts,
I know we do. We can try to get him on in December.
I got a hoodie. I made these.
Yes.
You made that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Turn around. He's about to turn around on us. Look at that. Oh, yeah, it's this cover. I see it.
Dope.
That's perfect.
That's one of your album artworks.
Yeah, that's the one, the new one.
The new one, okay.
Yeah.
so
Y'all go stream that, honestly.
if y'all want one, hit me up.
I'll let you buy.
You can get them online.
I'm thinking he finna walk up in here with a hoodie. I was like, you got some gifts? He's like,
I mean, I got one more. It's a large
he's like, I got one more.
in stock.
Well, yeah, you gonna wrap us up?
Yeah, everybody, appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, man. Appreciate everybody. And once again, Koala Cool, got the key to the line. Now you got it. We out.
Yeah.
Peace.
Hey. That's so good.